Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. Y'all like the content that I've been dropping? The direction that my channel is going in? I need you to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with anybody else you think may benefit from them, alright? Now, today's topic is going to be intellectual isolation. Intellectual isolation. So, for any of you out there who get a kick out of learning new things, or even researching history, or challenging the status quo with your mindset, if you jump down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and are aware of how the world works, you more than likely share the same sentiment I do on many topics, which I'm honestly label you often as a person who clashes with the mainstream narrative on many things. So it doesn't matter what topic you want to name. If you're someone who thinks outside the box, or who researches what has been told to you instead of just blindly agreeing and following suit, you will suffer from intellectual isolation, And I'm making this video because I feel like it can't just be me. I can't be the only person on the planet who hears about certain things and immediately feels my gut instinct scream that whatever I just heard is complete hogwash. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. I mean, the proof is almost everywhere. You can literally, with your phone in hand, research any topic, and that's from, what can I tell you? I mean, wildlife, history, sociology, astronomy, astrotheology, quantum physics, mathematics, business English, foreign languages, economics. Like, the topics go on and on and on. You can literally study anything at the touch of a button on your smartphone. But isn't it kind of ironic that the smartphone is collectively making us, I mean, not all humans, don't hit me with the all police. I mean, I know political correctness is a big deal and shit. But can we please keep a G on my videos? I really appreciate that. Thanks. Now, back to my main topic, what I was talking about. If you guys ever seen the movie Idiocracy, there's almost a correlation that I'm seeing with that movie to present day. And I know Hollywood makes movies as propaganda machines. There's no way that somebody's gonna drop 35, 40 million, sometimes upwards of 150, 200, 300 million to create some series of a movie, to create Avatar, to create whatever box office hit is known to y'all right now. There is no incentive for Hollywood to create that unless there's some propaganda all inside the movie. So the fact that I'm even mentioning that will already have a lot of people trying to scream that I'm a conspiracy theorist. Even though the proof is in the pudding. You can literally find unclassified documents about a good 85 to 90% of the shit I'm talking about. But do you have the desire to actually read that stuff? Or are you just going to go blindly to your next argument that riles you up and has you in your emotions? Like, we're at a point right now where anyone who has an altering opinion from mine can literally point their finger. If it's a female, even worse. They can literally point their finger and say that I triggered them. Or I'm harassing them. I mean, literally, like with the LGBTQ, and I think they're about to add P for pedophilia movement. I mean, it's just getting out of control, So I'm not even gonna touch on that, all right? Because I don't want anybody flagging my video and coming at me with any type of crazy strife. I'm just gonna jump into some just talking points that I made about this video. As you guys can see, it's off the cuff. I'm not going off of any script. Just some talking points that I have saved. All right, so one thing. when it comes to intellectual isolation, I see that there is a deep urge within myself to learn from great thinkers. Like, I'm so inspired to just hear interviews from, for example, scholars, economists, inventors, and even noteworthy leaders from the civil rights era, like Malcolm X. And when I talk about economists, I'm talking about Thomas Sowell. I find their interviews and the things that they have to say way more entertaining than actual entertainers who dominate their industry. Like, I seriously, this happened the other day. I'm cleaning up my apartment. I'm seriously listening to Thomas Sowell. And what he's doing is he's explaining his opinion on the Obama administration. And rather than go to just turning the TV off or, I ain't believing that. No, I just let it ride. And what I just came to learn was I really feel like I get way more out of these old interviews and old, let's say, panel discussions than I do from actual entertainment. Another thing is, like, my brain has now been formulated through all these books that I've read to quench the next book. Like, when I close a book and I look and I see, I don't care, 300 pages, I just pat myself on the back and feel like it was a job well done, because, like, what do I want to do? Just stay here at TC? I mean, if you don't want to, then it's always good that you're looking at other options. So I can't knock it. Now, one thing I also noticed, like, about intellectual isolation is that I often have to dumb my conversations down in order to just relate to people on some type of common interest. Like, I mean, what can I say? I mean, you know, I got a buddy that was working with me on contract, and his name was Mr. Dykes. And I shout out to him if he ever comes across my videos, because he was an inspirational guy. You know, he always had an upbeat energy, was in his 50s, and, you know, always had some useful knowledge to drop when it came down to, like, investments or anything like that. But I just remember him mentioning that he was very taken aback when we had our first conversation when I was on shift. And the reason being is that he said it was an intellectual conversation that he's honestly been dying to have. I mean, we talked about everything from religion. Like, we straight basically confirmed to one another how deep we are within this rabbit hole. You know, and I'm talking about the rabbit hole of, like, let's say, knowledge, understanding that damn near everything you learn is some type of propaganda tool. So, you know, he and I were talking, and he said, I just get frustrated because even guys my age, it's like their minds are always dominated by the same, I'm not going to say person, but the same exact moves every time. He said, all people care about is booty, ball, and alcohol. And I mean, that's a very, very profound statement. And so true in today's world. If it ain't about some type of basketball, football, you know, most people ain't talking about it. They don't come and talk about really, like, breaking down some finances so that they can get ahead. That's too much work. But let the Super Bowl come on. They'll be packed, slammed with a hot dog in this hand and nachos in the other, and a beer in their lap, and a beer hooked up with a helmet with the straw coming to the mouth. They'll be getting blasted just watching grown-ass men pound each other to death just trying to get a ball so that they can run into the different side of the field. I mean, I know I make sports sound like really childish, but I'm just trying to mention to y'all that sports before a certain time frame had little to no relevance to anyone who was an adult. But now look, I mean, you got I mean, I don't even have to go into detail, man. You guys see these fans running around. They might as well be having on jersey dresses with how tight their shit is. So it's neither here nor there. Booty, ball, and alcohol. That's all people want to talk about. Seriously. So you got, I feel drained whenever I have interactions with other people. John Henry Clark. He's an awesome historian. You know, the knowledge that he dropped about like Egypt and how far away black people are from actually reaching some level of unity. He talks about a lot of good things, but one of the things that he said that really stood out to me was I basically debate with my intellectual equals, everyone else I teach. And I feel like I have to throw that disclaimer out because I know I might be rambling on right now. You know, it's been a long day and I'm actually just real determined to get y'all this high quality content. You know, I've been reducing the frequency and all of that. But real talk, man, like the reason why I feel so drained whenever I talk with other people is because I realize that they're nowhere near my intellectual equal. And it's not to say that I'm the smartest person ever. I'm just well read. I've gotten to a lot of different literature. You know, right now I'm reading New World or World Order from Henry Kissinger. You know, and most people I know just don't even read. Whether it be an article on the internet or what have you. I mean, that's they're limited to just that. So when I think about, like, for example, an interview that I heard from Malcolm X, and I realized that, damn, the same thing he was saying about police reform is the same thing that we should be saying right now. And I want to, like, get into a dialogue about that. I look left and right, and I don't find any suitable candidate that could actually maybe even correct me on some stuff. But, you know, that's why Dr. Clark said, basically, I spar with my intellectual equals. I debate with them, but all others I just teach. So another thing I'm peeping about this intellectual isolation is that, I need to be alone by myself for quite some time in order to recharge my battery. So it's like if I'm over here kicking it with people where I can't really get my intellectual rocks off, you know, for lack of a better word, I will probably start to adopt a different technique. You know, how else am I going to eat? How else am I going to get groceries? How else am I going to, let's say, sign up for whatever class comes out? How am I supposed to do any of that shit? So, like, dude, I got to recharge after I kick it with people, man. It's really tough to, like, even have, like, decent conversations with most people. It always has to be superficial about what they heard or the latest development on Fox or CNN or, I mean, I have really no desire to talk with most people. But when I do, I need that mandatory, like, 48-hour recovery period. So, another thing I have is that I have a huge desire to expand my vocabulary and to improve my speaking ability. You might notice that I'm, like, making a conscious effort. And it's true, I am a little tired. You know, I gotta say, I've had a lot going on these last days. But I still feel the need to speak with the highest level of English that I'm mentally capable of. I mean, seriously. I look back at old interviews, like I mentioned before, about, like, Thomas Sowell. He's like 90 years old and he's an economist, but still sharp as a tack. And honestly, you can ask this man any question as they do on the program. He always has a very quick response, but it's also well thought out, eloquent, and makes me just have an appreciation for him as a black economist, which is not an easy job, that is effortlessly answering any question that this interviewer has to ask him. So, yeah, I'm the same way. Anytime I listen to these interviews, it just makes me think of how would I give an interview? How would I speak? You know, I try not to ramble on too much in my YouTube videos, keep them all around 17 minutes. And if you guys don't know, you know, I was born May 17th, so 17 is like a real nice number. It's my wife's favorite number. And whenever I do these videos, I like to keep it at that mark. But another thing is I have a higher appreciation and respect for intelligence in all of its forms. You know what I mean? Because I see that there's some type of divine essence to everything that's in this world. Like, for example, seeing the intelligence of a cat. It's not intelligent per se the way a human is. It's not, you're not gonna see a cat jump up on your table with a pen and pad and throwing on a pair of glasses and start doing some taxes. No, but I'm saying, like, with its programming, like, look how graceful the cat is. Look how cool he moves. Look how it's so self-sufficient, And or look at a flower and look how it has the Fibonacci sequence in there, So there's beauty in every single thing that has intelligence. Hearing a debate from both sides, and then one person is, let's say, doing character assassinations, but the other person is very intelligent and drops the proper facts with the right amount of sizzle in the steak. And next thing you know, you feel actually compelled to read what this person said or suggested due to the simple fact that they showed a high level of intelligence. So, that's what I find myself feeling like as of late. Also, by being intellectually isolated, I feel like I see directly through the matrix and all the agents that come along with it. Like, I kind of see through the design of the bullshit. I don't even have to research any more Jordan Maxwell or Max Egan or David Icke or whatever I was reading or watching before, just to already have like a deep gut feeling about a lot of the things that I see in this world, And my assessments usually are pretty accurate, so that's another thing I noticed. And last but not least, with intellectual isolation, you tend to feel alone even if you're surrounded by dozens of people. So I want to know if any of y'all feel the same type of thing. And regardless of whatever, I want you to stay focused on your intellectual pursuits. Like me, I made the goal that I at least want to read 25 books a year. And honestly, that milestone I might be able to beat, because at this point, I think I've had 18 knocked out. Now, you will feel alone on this journey, but continue on this journey, because that's how you ascend to the next level. Now, like, comment, subscribe. I'll holler back.